Yo, what's going on, guys? What's happening? Everybody's freaking out, I see. Nobody learned any lessons from the last dump last week. The same people freaking out the same way didn't learn a single damn thing, right? And that's why you are repeating it again this week because you didn't learn last week. Here you are, freaking out again, same way you did last week, right? So let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. What do we got? First super chat going to Eddie. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for all your efforts, Rob. Greatly appreciate. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes, brother. Absolutely. Benjamin, so glad I learned to how to short. Thanks, Rob. Y'all get in that trading tier. I'm not a bot. I have feelings too many, actually. Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. We're setting up some fantastic shorts over in the trading group. You should be over there right now, guys. Even when the market's red, people are raking in the profits. Links down below, guys. I don't know what you're doing if you're not over there. Might as well take advantage of the market being down and make money instead of sitting sideways and complaining about it, right? Okay, let's get into the chat. We got through the super chats. What's going on, guys? Listen, I'm in a cheery mood. I'm in a good mood. I dislocated my hip last night moving a dryer, and I'm still here in a good mood. I got every reason in the world to be pissy and stuff like that, but I ain't that guy. William, what's up, buddy? Hey, now, everybody, we need a bounce. Let's go. H. Barbarina in the house. What's happening, Volks? Been doing DoorDash and giggles. There you go. Extra cheddar, brother. Extra cheddar. Mario says, Senor Rob, send us to the promised land. I'm not scared. Alfredo, what's up, buddy? Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way in. We got 194 people watching. We have 45 likes. Not bad, but we can do better. Azarine, what's up, man? Max Payne, yes, exactly. Kizza, crypto is grueling as you need to keep your eye on every day in case of your coins pump. So you get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Exactly, brother. Exactly. Ari, I'm here for the pep talk. There you go, Ari. How you doing today, dear? Good to see you. Switch off for 5 years. ZBEC will be $1. That would be amazing. Danny's in the house. What's up, buddy? Quentin, I see you, brother. Beebs, my dude, what's happening, man? You know me says hit the like and subscribe on your way in. Everybody. Is it time to panic? No, buying more Well, Swift, Noise, and Cookie. There you go. That's a star-studded lineup. Jared says, okay, who hurt BTC's feelings? Jake the Snake says, Andy, give me a forgivable loan, please, and I'll accept your fake Scottish money. Shots fired. Booster, what's up, man? Is it, freaking scams. Jake the Snake, I need all of the monies for ZBEC. Milk Money's in the house. Happy Fours Day. Norbert, patience is key. Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, you notice what happened last week? For most of the week, they pushed the price of Bitcoin down below the 50-week. And then at the last minute, they pulled it up over top because they knew the structural close needed to stay intact, right? And people got shaken out. And here we are again this week. Same thing. Let's see if they bump the price of Bitcoin back up over the 50-week at the last minute again. And how many people will be fooled by the manipulation this time around, right? I wouldn't buy anything until we have confirmation we're going upward directions. There you go. Not bad advice. Not bad advice. Jake the Snake says, I'll pay you back after the bull run. Promise. Lion's Den, what's up, man? I sold all my ZBEC for fart coin. Is that okay? That's a win right there, brother. You got to buy some fart coin, right? Absolutely. What's happy about it? Andy, my dude. What's up, brother? Scott with 1T. I made a live with 30 seconds to spare. There you go. I'm on. Hey, Rob. Good to see Zcash pumping. We will have our time soon. Yes. Calm, cool, and collected. Bye, 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 Daryl says. Big John. Pump our bags. Your mighty name. Amen. Yes. I get richer by the day. There you go, DH. Jared says, I'm not going to do what everyone thinks I'm going to do and freak out, man. Absolutely. Where do you think XCN's bottom is? Actually, I think it was like 2-0s. What's it, like 2-0s-4? Something like that. Is it a good day to have a good day? It's always a good day to have a good day. Ditto's in the house. First Pokemon of the day. What's happening, man? I bought a little of everything I hold. There you go, Patrick. So the crypto ETFs are a type of trust with NASDAQ. It's not a security anymore. It's a NASDAQ paperwork. Nice. There you go. Exactly. XCN on discount. We actually will be talking about the XRP spot ETF today too. So bullish ZBEC announcement for next week. Yes, I got that covered in a video later today. Amazing Coin says, saw Bitcoin going down, not scared, sold everything, will buy back at higher prices. Splake, what's up, man? Now not what I want to wake up to on my birthday. Happy birthday, man. Welcome. You've been provided with a buying opportunity for your birthday. Congratulations. Jake the Snake, member for 2 months, says, Roberto, was it a dryer that dislocated your hip? Yes. I was moving a dryer. Thank you. Andy or Dave, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Andy says that Scottish money's worth double your crappy dollar. Plenty square sausage for me. Rob win billionaires. Yes, exactly. Exactly, brother. Hugo, if you're not a member of the Patreon, you are missing out on great opportunity to learn how to navigate through a volatile market. Thanks, Rob. Absolutely, brother. Yes, the link to the Patreon's in the chat, guys. Like I said, even on red days, we are making money trading. Fake dollars like fake news. Earth Prospecting says you lift all these weights, and a dryer take curly, man. Yes, right? It's always the dryer that gets you, you know. Derek says, what's up, brother, man? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Good to see everybody here. It's good to see everybody here, man. All right, we're caught up in the chat. Let's get into the news just a wee bit, shall we? What's going on in crypto land, man? Why are we down? What's happening? We got a little bit of a story here that someone needs to send over to Elizabeth Warren. Tether aids authorities in a $12 million crypto seizure from a transnational scam. We got, I'm holding Wormhole, XYO, Miria, and Honey. What would you rate my portfolio scale of 1 to 10? XYO, Miria, Honey, Wormhole. I give you about a 6. Give you about a 6. You're doing all right. You're doing pretty good, man. Paul, this is the start of the road to 135K by the dip. There you go. Gary says, sounds like Rick and Morty episode, the dryer whipping. Can you guys hear the dryer? I just got a new one yesterday. It should be quiet. Unless my microphone's really that good. Jake the Snakes, Roberto. Got the angel's blessing for sure. Let's go, baby. All right, so Tether has helped local Thai police and U.S. authorities recover $12 million in USDT. The funds are linked to a transnational scam operating across Southeast Asia. Tether, the largest stablecoin issuer in the cryptocurrency industry, announced that it had participated in a recovery process with authorities which resulted in a seizure and recovery of $12 million worth of Tether. The company stated that it was part of a joint operation between Royal Thai Police and the United States Secret Service, which traced the funds to a transnational scam operating across Southeast Asia. The announcement noted that Thailand's Technology Crime Suspension Division, or the TCSD, under the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society, or the DES, spearheaded the recovery process as part of a broader initiative to combat money laundering, online fraud, and cryptocurrency scams. The stablecoin giant highlighted that the authorities involved in the investigations arrested 73 suspects, including 22 foreign nationals and 51 Thai natives, seizing crypto assets worth more than 522 million baht, BAHT. I don't know how to pronounce their dollar. Tether's CEO commented on the joint effort, stating that the crypto company is committed to supporting authorities and law enforcement on a global scale to freeze illicit assets, protect victims, and ensure that the transparency of USDT services and global commerce. Tether also emphasized that it had actively engaged with law enforcement worldwide to facilitate investigations that ended in multiple seizures of illegal proceeds in various jurisdictions. The company highlighted that the U.S. Department of Justice acknowledged the company's contributions and efforts in a major enforcement operation that resulted in the recovery of approximately $225 million in USDT in June. The company also noted, what is this? Get this out of my face. Out of my face. According to Tether's official news, the company also noted that it had assisted U.S. authorities, including those from the U.S. Secret Service, in freezing $23 million in illicit funds linked to transactions from Russian-sanctioned exchange Garantex. Tether also stated that it assisted the authorities in freezing an additional $9 million linked to the Bybit hack. According to Tether's official news report, the company has blocked more than 3,660 wallets in a joint effort with law enforcement, with 2,100 cases involving collaborations with U.S. agencies. Tether added that its participation in the Royal Thai Police operations contributes to its ongoing objective of assisting international law enforcement agencies in combating financial crimes involving various crypto assets, such as stablecoins. Tether stated that it had collaborated with 290 law enforcement agencies across 59 different jurisdictions and had frozen more than $3 billion in cryptocurrency assets believed to be originated from illicit activities. So, to sum things up, Elizabeth Warren likes to bang on the drum of how, it's not traceable, and it's how people can hide their money and all this stuff. Seems that way, right, Elizabeth? Someone needs to forward this to Elizabeth Warren's email address so that she can be a little bit more intellectually honest with her statements in public. So, yeah. Lose a fight with the dryer? Yeah, pretty much, yes. You gave me a 6. What can I do to do better? I want to learn. Just ask me over in the Patreon. We can sit down. You can book a one-on-one coaching call with me, and I can sit down with you, and I can help you structure your portfolio properly for you if you want. The link to the Patreon is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. What's up, Adam? What's up, man? Late to the stream, but made it. 50 push-ups. Paul, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Ramona's in the house, our very own crypto mom. She says, we can do better on the likes, please. Yes. What do we got? 258 people watching. We have 84 likes. Let's get those likes up, guys. You can do it. Put your back into it. Jess, grab Zebek, then you go to a 9. There you go. Leo, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Ryan says, what's up, Big Rob? Do you think there will be eventually a correlation between AI and Bitcoin? Possibly. I mean, they are kind of interconnected, right? Ramona also says Elizabeth Warren is beating the TomTom. Nice. Dave, what's up, man? Forget the cup. Who needs to give Warren a bottle of... Yes. Leo says, smash the like button, guys. Absolutely, guys. Smash it, whack it, crack it, do what you got to do. Will Litecoin go down? Please tell me. Probably. I mean, I think it's got a lot more room to go to the upside first, though. They have their first spot ETF coming out. I don't think it's out. Is it out yet? It might be out. I think in the big picture, that's going to be good for Litecoin. So I think Litecoin's a good long-term hold, in my opinion. So, yeah. What do we got? Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs see major outflows on November 13th, so today. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs reported major outflows on November 13th, with Fidelity and BlackRock leading the declines. I would watch on Saturday night and Sunday afternoon for what the inflows versus outflows are on Bitcoin and Ethereum. If they're going up like crazy, that means that they're aware that we're going to close above the weekly and we're going to move up. That's why they'll be buying, right? The Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF market saw a sharp reversal on November 13th as investors pulled significant capital from the leading crypto investment vehicles. Data showed that that Bitcoin ETFs recorded net outflows of 2,300 Bitcoin, totaling an estimated $235.22 million, while Ethereum's ETF saw even greater pressure, losing 54,389 Ethereum, or about $187.1 million in value. I don't know who needs to tell them, but actually Ethereum, 187 million is actually less than 235 million. So I don't know how they figured that ETF saw greater outflow pressure with less money exiting. That doesn't make any sense. The number reflects a cautious turn in market sentiment as investors react to price volatility, macro uncertainty, and potential regulatory shifts. These outflows mark one of the more significant ETF sell-offs in recent months, with institutional players leading the charge. Among the major players, Fidelity's Bitcoin ETF stood out with the largest single-day outflow. Fidelity withdrew 1,308 Bitcoin worth approximately $133.69 million. Despite the outflow, it still holds a robust 200,746 Bitcoin valued at $20.53 billion. On the Ethereum side, BlackRock's ETH ETF took the biggest hit. BlackRock pulled 26,610 Ethereum, equating to 91.54 million. Its total Ethereum holdings now stands at 3,876,959 Ethereum, worth $13.32 billion. While these institutions maintain strong crypto exposure, the sizable one-day withdrawals raises questions about the short-term positioning and possible profit-taking strategies. These ETF outflows could be signaling a temporary pause in institutional confidence, potentially due to looming regulatory developments, market corrections, or macroeconomic events, such as inflation data or interest rate expectation. I got the hiccups. However, such moves are not uncommon in ETF markets and may simply reflect routine portfolio rebalancing. The long-term holdings still maintained by both Fidelity and BlackRock suggest that despite short-term volatility, crypto remains a key component of institutional strategies. So, must be paying attention, guys, on a daily basis. How often do I say that, right? Earth Prospecting says, hit the like button. Thanks for your opinion, mate. Hey, absolutely, man. I got the shakes that'll make you quake. BTC under 100K. I hope we bounce hard. That's what she said. Jess, Rob, I hold Zebek. I made a recent, Ron, I hold Zebek a recent chunk of profit. There you go. But Rob will for sure book a coaching call. Absolutely, man. We'll get you going. All right, let's get into a little squawk box, guys. The new tech companies are able to operate much more efficiently than old ones. Old tech versus new tech.
AI-related stocks have been pulling back a little, while some older tech names doing a little bit better, diverging. Joining us in the latest in the tech, or on the latest in the tech sector, Ray Wang, Constellation Research Chairman and AI Forum co-founder. How you doing? Been a
I'm
while.
doing great. How you doing?
This is our, it's like episodic. People wait for you, like, you know, instead of when you can't binge something on streaming, you know, then you have to wait every week. I think that's sort of what happens with you, right? People are like, when is Ray going to be on again? I'll tell you something, though. You don't believe there's an AI bubble. You point to $380 billion in data center spending, but then you say the top 10 tech stocks are $25 trillion. And the U.S. economy is $30 trillion. I mean, that sounds like a lot of concentration that could be. Those seem to be opposing viewpoints there. Sounds like a bubble, but you say it's not a bubble.
It's a great point. And what I'm trying to say here is what we see in the old tech side of the house, you see in the public markets. What you're seeing on the new tech side of the house, it's in the private markets. It's in the valuations of OpenAI and Anthropic and Perplexity. It's in the evaluations of Midjourney and Cursor and Replit. These are companies that have not come out. But the one thing that they have that's different in an AI native versus the old companies is that these companies are running super efficient. It could be 20 people doing 200 million ARR, 10 million people doing 200 million ARR. But the numbers are staggering in terms of the revenue per employee, if you're thinking about what they're doing, profit per employee, and the amount of digital labor. They look so different compared to the way we report metrics today. And it's the old companies and the old guard that actually is going to have to conform to what the new metrics look like in terms of the percentage of digital labor, in terms of how they actually look at growth. It's not a 20% growth or 30% growth. These companies are growing at 10x, 100x in terms of their ability to deliver. And that's what the valuations are going to look like very differently going forward, which is why on one hand, you look at staggering numbers. On the other hand, you're like, these numbers are just the beginning.
Yeah, and it's like a pond or a rock in a pond. It goes out like this when you throw it. And all these companies out here that you don't even think are AI companies, it's going to benefit just about everyone in your view. Cisco, we had Lisa Su on yesterday. I mean, look at AMD, which we thought, you know, NVIDIA was the GPU master, and I think it's up 17,000%, we said, since you took over 11 years ago.
It is, you're definitely right. And AMD showed that there's money to be made despite NVIDIA's dominance in GPUs, 35% year-over-year growth. That's what she's forecasting for the next 3 to 5 years, which is incredible when you think about just growth in general. And you look at Cisco's beat on the street, they finally have 4 quarters of revenue beat in a row. And what's driving it? It's really the data center part of the business, but they also have networking with NVIDIA with an Ethernet switch based on NVIDIA silicon. And you look at other companies that are growing at the same pace. You look at IBM in the business. You look at Oracle coming back on the data center side. This is just the beginning of that. But this is more than a boom in just 5 to 7 stocks. It's going to be a boom that spreads out to the rest of the tech sector as they go through the modernization program as well.
Would you be moving out, though? Is this what we've seen in the last couple of weeks? Does that make you think you need to go deeper into the weeds with AI and maybe not with the 5 stocks you consider when you think of AI?
Well, if you're looking at diversification, you would definitely be looking at the software side of the house. And that's where you're going to be hearing a lot more about agentic AI revenues. We had classical AI, which is 2 + 2 = 4, 100% of the time. Then we got the generative AI, which is 2 + 2 might equal 4. Now we're in the agentic world where 2 + 2 = 4. What do you want to do with it? And it's really about business outcomes. It's about collapsing decisions and trees. It's about automation so that you can make faster decisions. That's where companies are starting to head to. And that's where the sales forces, the ServiceNow, companies are really pushing on being able to deliver that. There's private companies like Moveworks, which ServiceNow made an acquisition acquisition for Boomi. These are companies that you're building the agents on, and what it's doing, it's driving business outcomes. Can I actually close books faster automatically? Can I actually reach out and touch salespeople more quickly? Can I resolve a customer service issue in less time with better resources?
Yep, new tech and AI, guys. New tech and AI. Don't sleep on. A lot of people scared about an AI bubble, but I'm not so sure. Not yet, anyways. Not yet. When does the next Pico LFG show come out? Is it? Yes, it's every week. It's a weekly episode. Yeah. We're trying to aim for the end of the week, so just before the weekend. So we're trying for like Wednesday, but we can't promise Wednesday. It'll probably be Friday. So, yeah. Altcoin price surge on the horizon. Michael Vanderpomp's latest forecast. The crypto market is buzzing with anticipation as renowned analyst Michael Vanderpomp shares a compelling price action visualization for altcoins. His chart highlights a potential breakout for altcoins within the next 1 to 5 days, targeting previous resistance zones. The chart created with TradingView marks a crucial resistance zone where altcoins may face a test before a small correction, followed by a significant upward run by the end of November. Vanderpomp's analysis suggests that altcoins are poised to break their recent highs, driven by the taking liquidity and driving the gap, diving the gap in the gap. Phase. This could see the price rally towards resistance zones, offering traders a lucrative opportunity. However, he cautions that a correction might follow as investors take profits, setting the stage for a larger bullish trend. This forecast aligns with the current market sentiment, where altcoins are often undervalued yet primed for recovery. The chart's technical annotations, including the crucial resistance zone and corrections after people taking profits, provide a clear roadmap for traders. While skepticism from some X users, question the accuracy of past predictions, the analysis taps into broader market trends, including institutional adoption and stabilizing global conditions. For investors, this could be a pivotal moment to adjust portfolios, focusing on high potential altcoins as the crypto space evolves. Such insights underscore the importance of technical analysis in navigating volatility. Whether this prediction holds true remains to be seen, but it has undeniably sparked discussion among enthusiasts and traders alike. So Michael Vanderpomp figures we are coming back up to test resistance on the altcoin market in the next 5 days. We'll see. It wouldn't shock me at all, guys. It wouldn't shock me at all. Like I said, I've been calling for a double bottom on Bitcoin. We'll likely come back up and close above 101,000 again, most likely anyways, forming that double bottom, causing us to go up to that between 108 and 110, which would allow altcoins to make a little bit of a leg up as well. That's in the cards, guys. Nothing is certain, but it is certainly in the cards, right? XRP ETF smashes expectations with 26 million in volume in the first 30 minutes. The newly launched XRP ETF delivered one of the strongest openings of the year, generating 26 million in trading volume within just first 30 minutes of trading. That was today. The surge immediately surpassed Bloomberg's analyst Eric Bolchinian. He's projected 17 million on launch day. So he projected 17 million on launch day. Opening day so far, 57 million. He wasn't even close. He was $40 million off. And the day's not even close to being done. By 10:08 a.m., Bloomberg's terminal data showed nearly 1 million shares traded, with the fund stabilizing around 26.54. Despite the aggressive early flows, liquidity became dense almost instantly. signaling that institutional desks, algorithmic funds, and market makers were primed for this launch as well. XRP melting some faces on the ETF launch, guys. Would be nice if that translated to some XRP price action, but all in due time, my friends, right? What is XRP right now? Yeah, it's pretty close. Oh, that's not good. Where is XRP? I don't know. Anyway. The intensity of the early volume reflects pent-up demand for regulated XRP investment products. For years, XRP's institutional adoption was limited by regulatory uncertainty, keeping major capital pools on the sidelines. The launch of a fully compliant ETF appears to have removed the final barrier, unleashing a wave of interest that had been building beneath the surface. Today's early activity confirms this shift. Not only is volume exceeding expectations, but the quality of execution suggests large, sophisticated players are actively positioning the ETF structure now provides institutions a familiar, regulated vehicle to gain exposure without touching spot exchanges, a key factor for compliance-driven capital. The conversation quickly moved from whether the fund would meet projections to whether it could break the 57 million BSOL launch day record. That even shocks me because I talked yesterday, I think it was yesterday, about how the Solana ETF actually has staking at 7% yield, and that, it might, XRP's ETF might not outperform it, but so far it has. Market conditions remain supportive, spreads are tight, turnover continues climbing steadily, and no signs of early exhaustion have appeared. This type of sustained liquidity is usually seen only during major ETF launches and deep institutional engagement. The timing of this debut is critical for XRP. Throughout the fall, the asset has experienced renewed attention as litigation concerns ease, on-chain metrics stabilize, and institutional infrastructure expands. The ETF launch is widely viewed as a missed catalyst, and the overwhelming first-hour performance indicates that XRP's dormant institutional narrative is waking up fast. Problem is, again, it's not affecting the price of XRP, right? That's got to be the frustrating part for XRP holders. The end-of-day tallies will determine whether the ETF secures the volume crown for 2025, but even without breaking the record, the launch has already reset expectations for what a successful crypto ETF debut looks like this year. Exactly. Though you have to remember that XRP is more of a long-term hold, you guys. It's a big picture hold, right? So, especially with the spot ETFs. Now, for me personally, not financial advice, would I be buying XRP right now? No, I personally would not. I'll wait till the bear market where I can buy it at a discount. And yes, XRP will have a bear market just like everything else. So very bullish for XRP, guys. Let's go back over to Squawkbox. Gain, what's going on, man? I did think the government open is priced in. Oh, maybe. I don't know if it's officially official. Like I don't know, man. I think there's still a little bit of uncertainty there. Also, in 2018, 2019, government open had a little crush first, then 7 weeks of up. Yeah, that could happen too. You're absolutely right. A lot of times that is the structure of things positive like that, right? We'll see a little bit of a dip, just like, for example, perfect example of what you're saying. The spot Bitcoin ETF, remember when that launched? It crashed, right? Didn't it crash like 20-25% Bitcoin? And then it went straight up after that, right? Like 2 weeks later, it just started to go, just like you're describing with the government shutdown. You're absolutely right. Or are we in a big cuddly bear market? Yeah. No October, no Pumpvember, but hopefully Santa rally. Yeah. Hopefully it's Santa rally. Do you see the criticism of XRP that Ripple always just dumps on everyone so the price can never? No. No. I don't, honestly. What they're referring to there is like the company, like Ripple, unlocking escrow every month. They don't sell enough XRP to affect the price of XRP every month, right? They take out like a billion, and they sell off like 100 million or something usually, and then they lock the rest up back in escrow. If it was true, if that was true, you would see XRP's price dump at the beginning of every month when they unlock escrow, but that doesn't happen because they never sell enough to affect the price of the project, right? So that's just something that haters of XRP say, honestly. I'm still decent profit on Arrow. Took them when it was higher. Nice. Is it wise to take some today? If you're in profit, I don't know, man. Honestly, I think we're gonna rebound. If I'm being honest, I think we're gonna get back up, even if we don't do it today. I think probably tomorrow at least we'll get back up over that $101,300 support level. So yeah, I don't know if I'd be selling at low prices. Rob, have you heard of the Canton Network? I actually have. Yes, I was reading a little bit about it, I think this morning, but I need to do a deeper dive. I'm going to sell my neighbor's toys. There you go. There you go. All right, back over to Squawk Box here, guys. This is a market that wants to trend to the upside, says BMO's Carol Shalif.
S&P futures are up slightly. NASDAQ is up slightly as well. It's up by about 6 points. And joining us right now is Carol Schleif, BMO Private Wealth Chief Market Strategist. Carol, we should probably start with the Dow because it's hit new records the last couple of sessions. It did close above 48,000. But the S&P has done very well, too, and the NASDAQ is less than or just over 2% from an all-time high, I think. Where does this leave us with these questions about whether we're in a bubble, whether there's an AI, whether it's a bubble, whether stocks are too expensive or not? It's an argument we're having, but the market keeps kind of resurging and going back towards those all-time highs.
Yeah, it's definitely a market that wants to trend to the upside. And it's important to remember that new highs tend to beget new highs. It's not like having one and then we go back to the old world. So that piece is important to remember. It's also important to remember that valuations don't kill bull markets, nor do they revive bear markets, and they can stay over or undervalued for longer than fundamentals would seem to dictate. But that said, there are a lot of important underlying fundamentals that are supportive in the intermediate and long term for this economy and for the market. And we just came off a really strong earnings season, or we're in the midst of wrapping it up. We still have one very important company to report next week. But we had something like with 90% of those results in, you've got 8% top line growth on average and 12% bottom line growth, meaning companies are doing it. They're growing profitability and paying really good attention. And it was broad spread, 10 of 11 sectors that participated in that earnings growth.
When it comes to valuations in the market and whether the spin can continue, you point out that the hyperscalers at this point are largely underlevered in your view. You want to explain that?
Well, I think Wall Street is notorious, or Silicon Valley, if you will, is notorious for having really clean balance sheets and really priding themselves on that. And so there is some quantity of leverage. It's not like we necessarily want them to go up to the leverage levels that companies had back in the more industrial age, but they have some flexibility there to put a bit of debt on the balance sheet. And actually, when you look at where they can float debt, especially bank debt, some of those companies out there are borrowing at rates that are pretty close to the U.S. government rate. So the market is bearing some of that debt and offering themselves flexibility, because it's also important to remember that some of these things that they're spending on have some pretty short lives, so there'll be increased depreciation in there. So the CFOs at those companies are very wise in terms of how they're approaching this thing, and they've been under-levered for a very long time. So using more flexibility on the balance sheet and on the whole, on their whole financing infrastructure makes some sense.
I mean, it's smart for the hyperscalers, but a lot of these deals are kind of being unloaded with other people picking up the risk and the debt on some of these things. Do you worry that that is a point of vulnerability for the markets overall?
Yeah, it is something we're watching carefully because it's hard to prize apart how interrelated a lot of these deals are. And you do, as you mentioned, you have it in a very focused number of companies. And then not only do you have it parsed out or syndicated, but you've got banks backing up the syndicates. So understanding where they, who's sitting without a chair when the music stops is something that we're trying to watch very closely.
I say that all the time.
Is that tough to discern at this point? Do you have ideas?
Yeah, it is really tough to discern because it's important to remember too, without being privy to those private contracts, it's important to remember some of those contracts, while we see the overall number out there, there'll be escape clauses, if you will, in that, such that if activity doesn't live up to, they might commit to $500 billion, but if activity doesn't meet, max out at that or whatever, there'll be escape clauses to back down. So I think the total amounts we're seeing are maximum total amounts. It's also important to remember that every time you get some of these data centers and other things open, they're backlogged and capacity constrained from the get-go. It's not like putting up lots of parallel dark fiber or cable capacity or things like that we've done in prior decades. It's very different. And how it's financing is different, but it's complex, and the analysts have been busy.
Yeah, when the music stops, you don't want to be stuck without a chair, guys. Those who are patient will make it. It's just really that simple. Again, guys, I got to reiterate this. When I was saying 2 years ago in the bear market, right, when I was telling you guys that this market's going to test you, it's going to test your patience, it's going to take consistency and patience, a lot of people said, oh, no problem, man. I got all the patience in the world. It's easy to say that you can hold off and you can emotionally control yourself when the market's not adding pressure to you. But as we're seeing right now, with all of the pressure being applied to retail investors, we're seeing who can actually be patient and who can actually hold strong and who cracks under the pressure, right? This, my friends, right now, what you're seeing, this is why only 10% of people in crypto actually achieve life-changing wealth, because the other 90% rile each other up. I've been in chat rooms and stuff all morning, and I'm watching people feed off each other's negativity, spiraling each other out of control emotionally, right? Oh, it's over. It's all over. We're cooked. The market's cooked. We're going down. Next person comments in, yeah, man, we should, we're in a bear market, and they just spiral each other. Only 10% of people have the smarts to not feed into that and to stay true to their investments, to double down on their research, and to hold strong. That's why they say, I've been telling you guys this statistic for over 2 years. 90% of people in crypto don't make it. This is why. They can't handle the pressure that comes with holding through these hard times. Bottom line, it sounds easy when someone tells you the market's going to push you, it's going to apply pressure, and you need to be strong enough. It's easy when the market's not applying pressure to say, oh yeah, no problem, nothing's going to shake me out. But now that the market is actually messing with you, it's actually applying pressure, a lot of people are cracking. A lot of people that thought they had what it took are panicking. They're toxic. They're in the chats and they're negative and they're panic selling, right? Those same people will be buying big green candles later, and they'll end up with big red dildos, right? So here's the thing, when you panic sell red days like this, you lose money, and then you buy back in at the big green candles, and then you lose money again because it crashes because you bought the top. So you're actually playing yourself twice, right? So as we continue on, we will see who has what it takes to withstand the pressure that the market likes to apply, and who is just all talk at the end of the day, right? So me personally, not bothered in the least bit, man. Not bothered in the least bit. And listen, a simple solution, guys, and it's not financial advice, but a simple solution to anybody who's feeling emotional, who's thinking about panic selling. Remember this. Some of the most successful multimillionaire and billionaire investors in the world have spent extended periods of time not doing anything, just not buying, not selling, just sitting on their investment and allowing time for their investment to mature, right? Keep that in mind, right? Investing is not about the markets doing what you want them to do when you want them to do them. I made a video earlier today that's coming out later, and I talk about how a lot of people treat these markets and navigate these markets like they're trying to swim up the rapids. You're trying to swim upstream against the flow of the market. If you relax, if you stop trying to fight the market, i.e. timing it and stuff, and just go with the flow of the river, you'll learn to navigate this space and succeed. Too many people, what is it Wesley Snipes says in Blade? Someone's always trying to push water, trying to skate uphill or something like that, right? Like trying to ice skate up a hill. Exactly. Good old Wesley Snipes. So anyway, guys, I got some coaching calls to get to over on the Patreon. Get over there. If you're emotional today, guys, listen, okay? If you're new, if you're emotional, get over to the Patreon, schedule yourself a coaching call with me. We can sit down one-on-one, and I can help guide you through this, or you can join one of our group coaching calls, right? So get over there. Also, we're crushing it on our trades. We've been shorting like crazy, guys, and we've been making a lot of powder as a result. Want to learn how to do it? Get over to the trading group. Get over to the Patreon. The link is in the description. It's in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.